Hokey dokes. Right. Are we ready?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Good. All right, podcast.
You made me all lightheaded from doing that as well.
Because Rich was just about to start the intro.
Hello there, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Football Manager Therapy. I am your host, Rich Owens. Joining me this evening, we have the delightful D-Boy Plays, and we have the CBB himself, the Steakity Bakety. Stakles, how are you, darling? Are you well?
I'm very good, thank you, Richard. Very, very, very good. It's been a lovely week. What about yourself?
Oh, delightful. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We missed you terribly. We've missed you. Dee and I were left to our own devices last week, weren't we, darling? And we just had a big old waffle.
I'm amazed that we actually had a proper conversation for 2 hours.
That's mad, isn't it? I mean, first of all, the fact that
when we talk, we just do bits.
Hours. Yeah. But we told a story from start to finish. A few little tangents in there, as is our wont.
Yeah.
Will tangent.
You know who you are.
Tangent. Will tangent. Will tangent hard. But no, lovely. We talked about. We were saying earlier for a Football Manager podcast, we have a tendency to skirt around Football Manager a little bit sometimes. So we have to talk about it for a prerequisite amount of time every month. Otherwise, we get declassified as a gaming podcast. A little bit like how a leader of a prominent political figure, shall we say, has to return to Spain for 90 days every year because for reasons. Similar kind of thing with us, but talking about Football Manager, we're not racist. But I think it's an important thing to say out loud sometimes. People assume, but we're definitely not. We're not. We're good. We're a good bunch.
I think we're all right.
Nice boys. We're okay. I think we're a nice bunch of boys. Yeah. So we met most of our Football Manager quota last week, I think it's safe to say, D. But then Steakity Bakety here has the audacity to come in, and he says, you'll never guess what, fellas? I've been playing Football Manager.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Have you though, Steaky? Have you actually?
I actually have. And I think I've probably doubled my time in the game. Which is crazy.
Nice. Okay. So where were you, but in terms of average, in terms of play time, Steak, where were you pre-dabble and where are you now?
So I played about 20 hours in the first week of the game. So like beta, first day of release kind of level. And so I was like, I got a little bit of a grip to the game. There was a lot of buzz at that point of the game being very buggy. I didn't really get that many bugs at the start. I was quite lucky. I watched Dan do a stream where he got a half a bug and a load of other crashes, and it was that kind of thing that I was missing out on. I felt a bit left out with the lack of crashes I was getting. But then I moved house, so I stopped playing the game, did this room, painted it, did all the other rooms in my new place, did all of that stuff, moved boxes, unpacked. Still haven't unpacked my lights, as you can see by the terrible lighting on my dome, which is very shiny in this lighting. But whatever. And then I haven't really played it since. And then there's been a couple of times in the last month or so where I've thought, I am on FMT. I should probably try and play the game at some point. And I've not been hooked, and no save that I did really was getting me going or letting me into the game in a way that was entertaining enough. And I was a little bit disillusioned. And then I heard the last couple of podcasts, Dan talking about his save a couple of weeks ago, and then you talking about your save last week. And I was like, I do need to give this a go, because you clearly can have some enjoyable times on Football Manager 26. It's not an unplayable game, no matter what some people say online. It's certainly got fun elements. Sure, it may have lost some of the charm that you enjoyed in the previous editions of Football Manager, but there's definitely still a good game there, and I need to give it a chance. So why am I not really getting into saves? And that was kind of where I was at. I was like, how can I get into a save? And I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we try and get into a save that we're struggling with. And for some reason, I was like, you know what, Germany. Germany's a good place to start. Free of the rules, free of the regulations. There's a semi-decent amount of money there. It's Europe, so the league functions in a fairly normal way. This is a good place to start. So I actually started at Karlsruhe. I was watching Dan live on stream, and I was like, you know what, I'm giving it a go. So I went into Germany, and I started at Karlsruhe. And I signed a Portsmouth player, signed Terry Devlin to play for them, and I was like, this is it. This is how I get into it. I sign a Portsmouth player, and then I build my love of the game around him. And it still wasn't doing it for me. And I was really struggling to get into this Karlsruhe save. And then I came up against Holstein Kiel. I think that's pronouncing it correctly.
Close enough.
And they play in blue shirt, white shorts, and red socks, much like my team, Portsmouth. And throughout the game, I was looking at the team and I was like, I'm doing what? No, that's not me. I'm on the attack. No, that's not me. And I couldn't get out of my head the want that kit was my team. So I ended the save with Karlsruhe, and I immediately loaded up a save with Holstein Kiel. One of these days I'll get it right, because I'm hoping to keep this team. Holstein. Is it just Holstein?
Holstein.
We'll just go for Holstein.
Holstein Pills.
Holstein. Yes. HK. And since then, I've played another 20 hours of the game with Holstein. So it's going okay. I'm enjoying it.
Lovely.
How far have you made it through your save so far?
So I am on the 1st of January, so I've made it through half of the season. I've just hit the winter break.
Yep.
And thus far, I will tell you where I am and how I'm doing. I am 8th, which isn't unbelievable, but it's better than they're predicted. I think they're predicted about 12th or something, like a mid-table sort of side. I was up in 5th, but I lost my last match, so it's quite a tight league. We're doing okay, and there are a few things that I was like, you know what, I need to really cement my want to play this game and want to lock in the save, really. So I was like, what saves have I enjoyed previously? And I went back and looked at the save that I did on FM24 and why I enjoyed it so much. And one of the things I was doing was almost like a separate screen squad planner with Google Sheets. And I was writing down all my players in the summer in like a pitch of my team. And then I was marking each player on whether I was keeping them, whether they were like a backup, whether they needed to be loaned out or whether they needed to be sold, and then color coding it, and then working out how much money I was going to get if I managed to sell everybody and all things like that. And so I immediately started with that. I was like, let's make the spreadsheet now before I play a match. And I think that will help me learn the players' names, see which players I think are kind of my like hidden gems, because you have to go through and you have to be like, right, this left back's the best left back, so he's going to be my first choice. So you have to go through individually and work out which little attributes you want to be that player and in what position and how you think your tactic's going to work. And I also sort of implemented the tactic I used on FM24 as well, which is one that I made myself. So again, it's mine. It feels like it's mine. Which was nice, and obviously adapting it for the new in possession and out of possession is something that I've actually struggled with quite a lot, because I think we've been excellent going forward, really struggled to put the ball in the back of the net, and then we've really struggled at the back, which means I've had to adapt it quite a lot, so I've had to move players around, so it doesn't quite look like the formation I initially tried, but the adaptability of it makes it more fun, and that's one of the bits I love about Football Manager, is that you get to make these tactics and then you get to see little things that happen on the screen and you just make that slight little bit of adjustment. And that's one of those really enjoyable things I find about the game. So that's something that I've really found easy getting into it, really, like the tactic tweaking. And this game really helps you with the tactic tweaking, I think. Once you've gotten used to the user interface, which I actually think is really good when it comes to the tactics screen in particular, having all of the tactical instructions on the screen at the same time with their little sliding bars. Admittedly, I don't really like the fact that you can click on the whole panel and bring it up on its own. I don't think that's necessary, but the whole like full screen of all the instructions at once is quite interesting, and you can go through them one by one and tweak little tiny things and then press go and see if it works, and then go, oh, now bring that up. Actually, I want us to pass a little bit shorter, and I also want us to up our lines. And I like the way that works, and because it was quite intuitive on FM24, to be fair. But now I think they've just upped their game a little bit on that part in particular, and that's the part of the user interface I'm finding the best so far. I don't know what you guys' opinions are on that.
I love the tactics page. I think the tactics page is it's my favourite page to sit in. That, and obviously we all like signing players and scouting and whatnot, but aside from that, sitting in the tactics panel and just going, right, okay, what can we do? Because I, like you, even though I'm, Christ, how many hours am I up to now? Almost 450. I still struggle with the out of possession stuff, and I'm still trying to be like, all right, how do I actually make this concrete? How do I make the players do their job proper? And it's tough, but it's good. It's a fun challenge. I like the challenge of that. So sitting in there every other match, just tweaking a little thing, right? What can we do to help that? Yeah.
Yeah, same. It's a screen that this is something that kind of came up, I think, quite a lot on last week's episode, in terms of the vast majority, for a number of years, the vast majority of my FM playing has always been on stream. There's not been a huge amount of it off. So again, I've spent a lot of time this week tinkering around and fiddling around behind the scenes with the tactics. And it's been massively enjoyable to get properly deep into it. You're right. It's nice when you see it happening on the pitch, Steaky. I know exactly what you mean when that starts to happen. It's such a nice feeling, because I've said it since the beginning. I think that side of the game's always been very, very responsive. I think it's contrasting compared to FM24. I think when you start to make the big tactical changes, especially in match, you start to see the results a little bit sooner, because there was that trope with FM24, wasn't there? That, you'll stick 4 bodies up front, ultra attacking, long passes, get it in the mixer, cause problems, chasing that goal. You'll do that in the 70th minute, and then there won't be a single highlight, and then the game will just end. We all joked about it, but it happened. It was one of those things. With FM26, I feel that, in the games where I've done that, where I've thrown bodies up and I've been chasing and I've needed a goal and we've had to go for it, the highlights start to come thicker and faster, and in some games we've got that goal and it's happened. And I think that is mostly partly in my mind it's mostly down to the fact that the tactics screen and the options that you have is set up so well compared to FM24. I think that side of it's wonderful. I think there's a lot of enjoyment to be had out of building a system or making those tweaks to your existing system and then seeing them happening on the pitch in front of you. I think it's great. I'm a big fan of it. So I'm glad that you've been experiencing that as well, Steaky. It's nice. It's nice when friends enjoy things together.
Yeah, it's really nice as well, because one of the big criticisms of the game, I think, was that you felt a little bit of a passenger in matches. And as somebody that previously didn't tactical tinker that much during a match, I was worried about that quite considerably. And my experience earlier in the game is that was the situation. And I was like, you know what? I'm struggling here to stay connected. I've got a Netflix show on the other screen, and I'm actually watching the Netflix show rather than just being out the corner of my eye while I play Football Manager. It's Football Manager's in the corner of my eye while I watch Netflix. And that's not how I want video games to be. Video games wants to be the main screen event almost in this modern age where you can't look at one thing for a certain amount of time. We all suffer from it. But yeah, now...
You could stack your monitors so it's like one of those videos with like a jungle run underneath.
Yeah.
Above it, and then you maybe...
At this
parkour.
At this point in the edit, I might just put like some clips of Family Guy just on screen at the same time, just in case people start to get a little bit lost.
Yeah, someone cutting some soap in tiny little... Oh, great. Yeah, please do that. I think
people
I'd
doing
watch
DIY hacks. Get them in there.
Wonderful. We definitely should have that. You know what? I might play FM like that from now on. I've completely forgotten my train of thought. Yes, passenger during a match. So now that I've found the tactics screen much more responsive, I'm starting to open up the tactics screen more in matches and making those little tweaks. Because I was a little bit guilty of, after 10 seasons of my 30-season save on FM24, I didn't really do much to the tactic. It didn't really change that much. It worked. I won multiple Premier Leagues in a row. I don't need to touch it. And if you don't fit into that role as a player, you get sold, and I bring in someone that can. Whereas now, I'm on low budgets again. I'm having to fit players that don't necessarily shoehorn into positions, so I'm having to make those little tweaks in game. You know what? My right back isn't as fast as I would normally hire, because I haven't been able to hire a right back yet. I'm going to have to drop him back into a fullback rather than a complete wing back, or whatever the role is called on this game.
Advanced wing back?
Just wing back, I think.
You've got advanced. Yeah, advanced are the ones that play like essentially like.
Advanced wing back is when you move them to be a wing back.
Yes.
Not in that fullback position.
Of course. So yeah, I was using complete wing back before, and now I'm kind of dropping him back into wing back and then full back in the out of possession kind of thing, just because I know that I need them to step back a little bit. And those little changes are keeping me engaged with the game, and I'm feeling a little bit more like I'm doing something and making a genuine difference, rather than just being like, I haven't done anything for a while. Encourage. I'm not clicking the shouts that much, although they're there. I'm not really clicking them. I'm going into the tactics and I'm making the changes. And I think that's really key, because that's a change in my whole way of playing the game, which is great, because I think that's Football Manager's intention. I think that's SI's intention, is that those people that are kind of passengering in the game now have to get a little bit more involved to be successful. And admittedly, I'm not being that successful so far. But also, I'm not being that successful, but I'm still intrigued, and I'm still looking at games and thinking, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I definitely... I didn't shut us down there. We were winning 1-0 and we've ended up losing 2-1 because I didn't make a change. So next game, when we're winning 1-0, I'm going to shut us down. And then the next game, I've managed to get a draw or managed to get a win. And I'm really enjoying it. I really am.
Nice.
And there was even times in the last week where I've thought, nah, I'm still kind of forcing it here. But then I'm still loading it up the next day without thinking, just being like, yes, Football Manager. Yes, I want to know. I want to know how my team are doing. I want to know what's my next game. I want to get to the next stage. I want to play the next match. And that's the kind of addiction that you need. Because I think the first couple of seasons is really difficult in Football Manager if you're struggling to get into a save. Because the fun starts when you start to get wonder kids and you start to bring your team through. Particularly in a one-season save, it's when you've made the team yours. So dealing with the players that are kind of already there that you don't really care about is difficult. And I'm still enjoying it. So, yeah, and I'm happy so far. I will say that I have done a couple of things to keep me enjoying it. So a couple of my signings have been either fun or a little bit silly or a bit of both. Okay. So I was like, and you might have to put the explicit filter on here, Rich, because my left back, I was like, who do I get for a left back? I need a left back. They need to be free. They need to be preferably a bit older, because I've got quite a young left back. And I was like, who can I use? And I clicked on the search, typed in free left backs, and the first player that came up, I just went, yep, it's him. It's him. Oh my God, it's him. And that is because his name is a Spanish man. His name is Juanca. That is his name. Full name. I'm guessing it's not actually his name. I'm guessing he's like Ronaldo with lots of other...
it'll be like Madonna. A nice mononym.
Or his first name's Massive, and he just...
Yeah, so I got him in, and I was really excited about him, and he's actually done quite well. He's supposed to play 10 games to get his contract extended, and I was like, well, he's never going to play that. I've just signed him to be funny. And then my normal left back got injured, and now he's getting like 7.1s and getting assists and things. And I'm like, oh my God, Juanca got another assist. Let's go.
He was part of a two-pronged attack for me at Ajax. I had Juanca and everyone's favourite Jizz Hornkamp.
The perfect combination.
You get one, you're going to get the other, you know.
Honestly, they go together. Ebony and ivory, they just go together so well.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
You've got to. If you're going to sign one, sign both. Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Don't mess around.
Sorry, hand in hand has thrown me there.
What is it about Jizz Hornkamp and Juan Kerr hand in hand that's throwing you, Steaky?
Oh, no idea. Probably not one of the rest of this podcast. So Juanca's there, yep. And then I also signed, because I didn't know he existed, Lucas Venegor of Hesselink, the son of the main Venegor of Hesselink, 19 years old, on loan from FC Twente. He's 6'4". He has 15 jumping reach, 15 heading, and I was like, this guy's going to save my season.
And 15 letters in his surname.
Yeah, and he has scored 1 goal and been terrible.
Seems to be a reoccurring theme in
thing
some
to
of our
help him.
saves.
Do
Doesn't
anything
it?
to help him? Give him a mate. If he's not got a mate next to him, give him a mate.
Who from FC Twente should I sign though, Peter?
I don't know. Is there someone there that could be brought
Let
in?
me just look at the squad. Oh, there's this guy who's called Jizz Hornkamp.
There you go, be the perfect signing. Yeah, solo striker tactics, they do work, clearly, but I found, because I've got a giant in Brazil who I thought, oh, this is the guy. 16 jumping reach, 17 finishing. It's like, oh, he's sorted. Like, just aim at him and it's a goal. The first season we had him, I think he scored about 9 goals. And in Brazil, you play like 70 games. So it was just like, this man is rubbish. Put a mate next to him. I've played just over half a season and he's on 18 goals.
Hey. That's
needed
not
a mate.
bad.
That's not bad. I can't get a one striker system to work. It just I like 2. I've just learned that Tierno Barry is 6'5", and I've been managing him for 6 months in game. So that's nice for me. I've got a couple of big lads now.
Every time you've stepped into a room that he's in, he's always been sat down.
Yes, pretty much. That's essentially what's been. He gets up to say hello. No, you stay down, Tierno. You're fine. And then it just one day just looked like he was just massive. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then I'm looking now, and yes, he is 6 feet and 5 inches tall. He's a big boy.
Always at training, he's like just a little bit further away than all the other players.
Yes,
He's like, oh, he's probably the same height.
Yeah. And Ansu Fati is really close to me, and he looks like he's a regular size. And Tierno Barry looks the same size, but he's 2 training pitches over. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. No, it's nice to have some big lads, big boys, big beefy boys. And Jizz Hornkamp, obviously. I haven't signed Jizz Hornkamp yet. I'm just going to have a quick look and see if he's available.
Oh, yeah, Poop Miners is obviously someone to get in as well at some point.
Poop Miners, yeah. Obviously, you got to have big Poop Miners. Jizz Hornkamp is he's moved on to Heracles. Did you say I said it right this week?
Well done. You did say it right this week.
He's gone to Hercules. Okay, so Jizz Hornkamp could be the option, or alternatively, sign another useless son of a good Dutch footballer, Big Shaq.
Don't you dare. Don't waste your money on Shaquille Van Persie. This is a public service announcement for all Football Manager players. Do not spend money on him. He doesn't work in a 1 or 2 striker system.
He's
useless.
He just doesn't work. I mean, I remember my time with Shaquille Van Persie very fondly, D, and I've just gone back to look, and in the 3 seasons I managed him, he scored 5 goals. So one of them was very good, though. One of them he dribbled the entire length of the pitch. He went
5
the entire
goals in
length
3
of the
seasons
pitch.
is horrendous for someone who calls himself, has the audacity to label themselves as a striker.
The audacity! How dare he?
Definitely doesn't make his father proud, does he?
No.
Oh, do any of us, Steaky? Do any of us really?
True.
You do. Yeah, you all do. I did, in a way. Let's not get into that, though. That's a different podcast. Right, it's time for the therapy section. Rich seems sad. Good. You know what, Steaky? It's genuinely lovely to hear you talking about your save and enjoying the game as well. It's a really, really, really nice thing. I will say this, actually. There has been, just to toot our own horn a little bit here. I've had some very nice feedback from people this week over last week's episode. It's been really nice because I think a few people have said to me sometimes it's just nice to hear about little save updates and how other people are getting on in the game. Their universe is being shaped, all sorts of things. And obviously me and Dee had a chat about my save last week, and Dee gave a big update on his the week before, and then Steaky hearing that you're 20 hours into a new save is very cool. And also the fact that you're 20 hours in and you're in January, that means that you're not rushing it either, which again is something that's sometimes quite easy to do. Just as you say, to get through those first couple of seasons that can sometimes just feel a little bit like almost like you're treading water a little bit, really, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Just waiting for something fun to happen, waiting for that first wonder kid to come in 3-year youth intake, or somebody with a very, very daft name that you can just build around for the future. So it's lovely to hear that you've been enjoying it. That's very, very, very cool. However, here's a segue for you, gentlemen. Here's a bloody segue. We're talking 20 hours into a save. Obviously, say you're 6 months in game. That means that you've probably been doing quite a lot of little bits and pieces under the hood, Steaky. You've obviously talked about your tactics and your tinkering and how you're approaching that side of things. But is there anything that you've been possibly delegating, things that you've been doing behind the scenes just to make your FM experience a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more easygoing? Obviously, Steaky, I'll come to you first, because you mentioned that you've already built your spreadsheet, which you like to have kind of in the background as you're working your way through your saves. Any other little tips and tricks and bits and pieces that you've been doing under the hood to streamline your FM26 experience?
The first thing that comes to mind is, as you mentioned, a little bit of delegation. Because I think, especially when you're coming into a new Football Manager, or a fairly old Football Manager now, in terms of an annual game, if you're trying to get into it and you're struggling a little bit and you just want to do some tactics and some transfers, which is kind of how I've seen it to start with and how I want to get into the game, and then I will release more things from the delegation and take over them and do those things myself. So I think training is the first thing that I delegated. It's something that in the past I've really nitpicked and gone through with like a fine-tooth comb, like trying to balance the level of players' fitness to try and get as few injuries as possible and things like that. So all I did was I set up the amount of work you do in training. Hang on, let me bring it up if I can find the training tab, because I am still getting used to this game. The training intensity, that's the bit I always focus on, because I watched a YouTube video from somebody, I can't remember who. I'm gonna say RDF, but it might not have been RDF. And it was back in FM23, and the person suggested for the red heart to use no pitch or gym work, the orange heart to use no pitch or gym work, the yellow heart to use no pitch or gym work, and then double intensity on the other two to get the best development out of your players. And so I always set that up at the start, but then once I did that, I have then delegated it to my assistant. I've kept individual training because I've used the tactic that I specifically want to use. I felt it was really important to be able to train the players in the correct position rather than just being active position training. I want them to be specifically trained because some of them I'm moving around. There's a few wingers that I've decided, you know what, you can do a job at cam. You're going to need to learn that. So get learning central attacking midfield, less up your passing. So I've kept those. But yeah, the week-to-week training I've delegated away because I just think that it's a side of the game that you can go into so much detail on. I think if you do that too early, it can put you off a save a little bit. And while I'm in this transition of really trying to get into Football Manager, I think it's something that I could definitely lose. So yeah, training.
Okay.
Yeah, huge agree on that. Huge agree on the delegating of training, especially we possibly might notice it more as well, Rich, doing journeyman saves, but I delegate it all just to be like, I'm not here long enough to care. Like if I was doing a one club save, I would get into the minutiae of it, and like you say, as soon as you get a bit more confident with it, all right, let's start working out what's going to be the right thing to do here. But at the moment, yeah, just delegate. Or the delegation thing in previous FMs, I've not used as much, but this FM, I feel like it's just been so much quicker to just be like, yep, delegate those jobs. They can take care of those things. I know the things that I'm good at, the things that I would want to take care of while I'm a manager here. You guys do the rest. It's, super helpful.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to try and take a slightly different approach to it, I think, moving forward, inspired almost by some of what Steaky's been saying there. Because, again, very much like UD, I delegate all my training. It always goes to the backroom staff. Generally speaking, they know best. Now, I will, when I was at Feyenoord, I had a couple of players that, because I wasn't using anybody wide, I was training them. Like, perfect example, Steaky, a couple of wingers, I thought they'll do a job. Central attacking mid. So I trained them, moved them inside. I wasn't there long enough to really reap the benefits of it, but that's fine. But in the grand scheme of things, very much like D, delegate the whole lot, because for the most part, I think the most amount of seasons I've spent at one club in a journeyman in the last 2 iterations of FM is 3 seasons, which isn't really long enough to really see the fruits of your labour kind of, start to come to fruition. However, being at Everton now, in my save, probably going to be here for a little while, would be my best guess, if I'm going to try and do a European competition and somehow winning a Premier League title. It's going to be new gens and new gens and new gens and new gens, and maybe a couple of really, really young players that I've got in at the moment might still be kicking around in the squad in 5 or 6 seasons' time by the time we've started to really challenge the Premier League. So in terms of their development, I want that to, I want everybody to reach as much their full potential. That's the dream for any manager, really, isn't it? So I think maybe it is in my best interests to take that into my own hands, almost really give it a go. I mean, I'm looking at my squad at the moment, and my first team, I haven't got a huge amount of youngsters in it at the minute, but the ones that I do have all have the potential to be, very, very good. A couple of potential world beaters I've signed. I would like them to reach that potential. So I feel that proper training is going to be integral to that. So I'm going to have to start doing a little bit more under the hood. Whereas before, as we said earlier, because I'm playing it mostly on stream, I'm like, we want to play games, we want to do a transfer or two, we want to have fun, we want to win, we want to lose, we want to have that experience with chat and with our friends. But I've got a bit of a mountain to climb at the minute, so I feel like I need to give myself the best opportunities I possibly can. So yes, training, I do delegate, but also I do need to maybe take on a little bit more myself. I will say the same thing as well. I do rely very, very heavily on my backroom staff when it comes to hiring and firing of other backroom staff, which almost feels like, it's one of those, you do the end of your contract negotiations and it'll say, the director of football is recommending this, and you just go, sure, because whoever goes, and then somebody else will be brought in normally quite quickly. I don't tend to spend a huge amount of time looking at who is coming in and out, which again, because I'm at the stage now with this team where I'm going to be here for a little while, again, it's probably in my best interest to keep an eye on who's coming and who's going. I mean, for example, I realised I had some big old gaps in my coaching staff at the start of this season. So we did a little bit of hiring and firing, and I realised how much I actually enjoyed finding some coaches. Because most of the time, I don't necessarily hate the new system for measuring coaching ability, whereas, it's instead of a 1 to 20, it's now, very good, outstanding, all the way down to unsuited and whatever falls below. So I don't quite get the same levels of enjoyment there, but at the same time, like I love going through them and looking at some of the names that pop up, because we did it on stream the other night, and I've got Paulo Ferreira as a defensive coach, and I'm like, I really love Paulo Ferreira. Adam Lallana, you say? Let's get Adam Lallana in, because why wouldn't you want Adam Lallana as a coach at your football club? Like I enjoy that side of things. So again, I tend to delegate, but then the more, shockingly enough, like a lot of things in the world of Football Manager and beyond, the more effort you put in yourself in some of these situations, you actually find yourself quite enjoying it.
It's one of those things that I and I was going to bring it up as well. That was going to be my second point, was that this time I've delegated staff. Staff is something that I really focus on normally, almost as much as transfers in an early save, because I think it can make or break your save or your ability to do well. I think the coaching in particular, if you're not bothering hiring any coaches, and maybe it'll be all right because your staff will be good enough at hiring them yourself and you just don't need to worry about it and look at it. But if you go into the nitty gritty and you really niche sign, particularly on FM24, niche sign the staff with the 20s in the attributes that they need, I think you kind of one up your club a little bit and you perform at a higher level than you can. So sometimes you move up a league faster. Sometimes you challenge for Europe when you should be battling relegation. Sometimes it just takes you that one step further forward. And it's one of those advantages that I don't think you can neglect in a longer term save. So now that you're at Everton, I think it's the perfect time to start doing that kind of thing, because that can make your team be slightly elevated, and then players will be worth more because they're training harder. You'll be doing better and you'll make more money and you'll clear that debt a little bit faster because you've got the right people. And it's like a domino effect, isn't it, really?
Oh my God, it's so much debt.
It's a lot of debt, yeah. Oh my God.
Guys, it's so much debt. Oh God, it's so much money. But you are right, though, Steaky. You are right. These are the things that I can do in the background just to slowly start making those, start chipping away. I'm looking at the debt now. Somehow, I've shaved £80 million off the overall debt in the last 6 months, which is not terrible. So, 10 more years and hopefully I'll be back in the black. That'd be nice. But it's little things like that you are right, Steaky, that I can do, and we can all do, to give ourselves, like you say, that little leg up. I've just gone through my scouts. I've got a full gamut of scouts. Most of them, in terms of their ability, the two big ones that I always go to for a scout, judging player potential and ability, most of them are good at most. Some of them. Tony Cox over here. Tony Cox, I'm paying that man £1,200 a week, and he is average at best.
It's not acceptable, is it, really? And I think that's the kind of thing that you can you've been off a couple, and if you search for those attributes, you can find someone pretty decent pretty fast. And you're Everton. They're going to want to be in the Premier League. You're going to be able to sign pretty good staff members.
Exactly that.
At this stage. I'm looking now, and I've got a goalkeeping coach who is average at goalkeeping. And I have just sacked him whilst we've been talking, because I was like, absolutely not, Patrick Borger. Patrick Borger, who are you want to be? Why are you goalkeeping? Go back to fast food. So yeah, terminated his contract absolutely straight away. So I'm going to hire a new goalkeeping coach. And that's the kind of level where your goalkeeper's not doing very well in the league or something. And then you hire a new goalkeeping staff and suddenly saving a couple of things more. Suddenly you saved a penalty for the first time this season. That kind of thing can happen. Little domino effects.
Exactly. So yeah, I love that. It's something that, again, I need to spend a little bit more time on. Need to become a little bit more conversant with it, because I always worry that I'm going to, in terms of the backroom staff and the training and that side of things, because it can have such a positive impact in the long run, especially if you're doing a one club save, that I just don't want to ruin it. I don't want to completely bugger it up. And that's always my concern, because once you've done it, and there's no going back. You can severely affect a player's long-term prospects if you don't not train them correctly, or you haven't got the right people behind the scenes helping them. So I'll just delegate it all and hope for the best, because I think, well, they know what they're doing. I clearly don't. So maybe that's one for me to have get a little bit more conversant, become a little bit cleverer and more considered.
I completely understand why you wouldn't have done it previously in a journeyman save. It doesn't matter as much. It's more of a long-term development kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's definitely something you should get involved with now at Everton.
Yeah, 100%. Well, watch this space, because my intention is to do a bit more of this. D, any more from you on this, darling? Have you got any more little time savers or different bits and pieces that you do that, as it turns out, I need to start doing myself?
Some things that make the game a little bit easier for myself. Definitely something I did a lot. I spent a lot of time on FM24 doing this. I remember I put aside like a day to do this. And I haven't done it as thoroughly this time round, but fortunately, the wonderful Sasmas kind of did it already for me on a thing. First of all, it's custom views. For me, like a really big thing for me within the game is when you're looking at your squad, having the information that you need immediately viewable, and having as much of the information that you need viewable. I think, in terms of like width wise of how FM26 is set up, I think I need to set up 2 views, maybe one that's going to be like all of my contractual and homegrown status and all those sorts of things as one view, and like, you know, like my team DNA and stuff like that, and then another view which is what I've got currently, which is more along the lines of, I've got obviously position, information, player, picked position, their actual position. I've got age in there because that's handy to know. Nationality, mainly because that's a quick fire way for you to sort of look at it and go, okay, who are my homegrowns, who aren't? And playing time, like how much playing time these players expect, so you know whether you need to use them more than others. Star ratings, training ratings, so the ones that have trained well enough. Very happy to see as I scroll up and down my team, everyone green right now. Well done, Flamengo. Ratings for overall season, last match rating. So obviously if they underperformed, have a little word with them, say your defender wasn't too good or whatever. Quick statistics like appearances, goals, assists, wage, transfer value, and contract expiry. Looking at a team view, it's really helpful for me when I'm doing the journeyman saves, because as soon as I jump into a club, I'm immediately met by what are the problems that need fixing. You can see, okay, which players are clearly being overpaid. Like, I think when I first joined Flamengo, like we had like 3 players that were on over 100 grand a week, which in Brazil is insane. That is insane money. I'll admit, since I've been here, I've gotten close. We've gotten close on a few signings, but it's about, you know, like, all right, what can I do with my money? But then it's like, okay, well, this person's on 115k a week. Let's look at what's their average rating been this season. Oh, 6.8. They're not worth the money that they're on. What's their transfer value? 15 million? Get him gone. Cool, just get him out the door, whatever. And it's, especially doing the journeyman, it helps me sort of jump in and, you know, fix the issues within the squad. It's helpful as well as the season goes along, because you can keep track of, obviously, like I say, I can look straight away at my front 3, my current front 3. But my cam and my 2 strikers, they have got 48 goals between them in 35 games, which as a 3 is awesome. So it's like at least one of them is scoring every game. So it's like, cool, awesome. I know I'm getting a goal out of some of them. That's good to see. They're all setting each other up because the assists are in and around the same numbers. That's something that's really helpful. The thing I found it most helpful for, especially on 24, was on scouting. I spent an entire day going through each sort of area of the pitch. So goalkeeper, wing backs, centre backs, your DM role, your centre mids, wingers, attacking midfielder, striker, looking at what attributes are the key things, making it a custom view. It's a lot of work to do to start with, but especially when I was doing signing people for On the Med, or if I was doing like looking for people when I was at Aarhus, it's like I go onto scouting and I go, cool, position, striker, and I just look and it's like most of that is 12 or above. Yep, ideal. Sign them. And it's like I don't have to sit there and go, oh, I need a scout report, because then obviously the ones that stand out as like quality players, it's like, right, I'll click on them and I'll have I don't have to waste time scrolling. Oh, are they any good? No, not any good. Are they any good? No, not any good. You just click on the player that I want to sign, or the one that like leapt out as like, they're the guy. That's someone that could do the job. Click on them. Are they good enough? Yes, they are. Sweet. Let's try and get them in, instead of spending ages. Because there's nothing wrong with the default views, and they've obviously got a lot of various different ones that they've got in game. But the thing that I find is they're very vague with a lot of the information that they give you. And like my favorite tab to add for all of those is media description. Because you just click on that, scroll down to the W's, there's all of your Wonder Kids. They're all sitting there waiting for you to sign. Just got to go get them. Whereas people are going, how'd you find Wonder Kids? It's like, yeah, I just use that. That's literally all I do. And yeah, that's the thing I think is, in terms of for my playing experience, has helped me do things a lot quicker, do the things that can take longer, get them done quicker. Because obviously finding the replacement, like you lose your star striker, like Steaky, you lost, you speak about you lost the Esposito. And, if you're trying to find a replacement and you're sort of sitting there going, oh, are they any good? I don't know, I've got to go into there, I've got to scout them. Just got to look. And it's like, yeah, cool, I'm happy. Everything that I want to see is right there in front of me. And I've got my replacement sorted straight away. So views.
Yeah. Love that. Absolutely. Rate that very highly. I'll be honest with you, that the whole kind of like media description Wonder Kid search, it's something that I had completely forgotten existed. So again, thank you, darling. Appreciate that.
It wasn't in the game from the get-go. Because I wanted to add it straight away and it wasn't there. And I was like, why can I not add media description? Which arbitrary group have they decided media description fits into? I know that you'd think that it would be maybe general information, but it could be in stats. It could be in dynamics and happiness. Maybe it's a fitness thing. But yeah, eventually I think they re-added it as an option for you to look at. And yeah, as soon as I could, it's back in and it's great. It's great way to help get money in.
When you're doing your recruitment, that is.
Yeah.
In terms of your overview and your
So on player database where you've got all of the various things. So you're possibly on just general info as the default. Just right click on the headers where all the names are, insert column, and I believe media description is in. I think it's in general info because I've already got it added. I can't tell you which one it's in.
Oh, it very much is. It very much is.
Get that bad boy added in, and you'll save yourself so much work trying to. Obviously, players become Wonder Kids, obviously with a little bit of training and stuff. So you maybe have to check back there every other transfer window. But yeah, it's great. It's super easy. All the ones that are like, especially in England, the ones that are 18 to 21, you can get those bad boys in easy. Get them in young.
She blows.
Turn them great.
Blows.
Make a load of money.
Game
clear that debt in a week.
Changer, exactly. That's all I'm interested in. Right, you guys talk amongst yourselves now. I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to look at Wonder Kids. It's going to be.
So, Steaky, let's talk about some other funny names that you should sign for your team.
Yeah, let's go.
I can't help because I'm 15 years in the future and all the funny people have gone.
Oh, there's
Nicky
no
Butt
justice.
still play.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
You'd hope he's pottering around the place. Is there anyone? I mean, I saw this by age. It's the funniest old man in my
You'd
save.
hope he's still kicking around, wouldn't you? Good old Nicky.
Christian.
That's his full name, just Christian.
It's just Christian, mate.
Just Christian.
Mucking around from him.
We all
that,
pray
that,
for him.
that from WWE? No, that's the boy. That's the one. That's the one. Gangrel's mate.
Fotis Seftis. Perceptis. That's a fun name.
That's a good one.
Fotis Perceptis. Yeah.
It's tricky. It gets stuck in the lips.
It's
a hard one to say. Fotis Perceptis.
Using all of the phonemes.
Good. I like it.
Good. What about you, Rich? Have you got any little bits and bobs that you do within FM that have made your experience easier?
I don't really think that's any of your business. How dare you?
All right, Serafinovitz.
That's a good answer. That's a great answer. No, honestly, if I'm brutally honest, I think the vast majority of the things that I do, we've touched upon there. In terms of it's just a lot of delegating. It is a lot of delegating. Views are a massive one. I think that's something that I need to do a little bit on again moving forwards. But for the most part, it's like you say, it's just those It's the delegating, it's the training, it's the hiring and firing of staff. Those are the things that I tend to rely on a little bit when I'm doing my bits and pieces. But again, you know, those are the biggies. There are probably loads more out there. And hey, audience, hello, dear listener, how are you? Exactly, we're beckoning downwards to the comment section. What do you do when you're playing Football Manager?
Yeah, the comments, Steaky, not the other. Yeah. You don't need your left back to visit you. The only other thing I was going to say as well is obviously with this game we've got the lovely bookmarks option. That genuinely is the only way that I navigated the menus for the first 2 seasons. I just went in there and was like, right, of this list, what matters to me? First team, tactics, database, transfer activity, competition, shortlist, cool. Just get those there, and then I don't have to... And then obviously, the further you get into the game, I'm like, right, now I'll start caring about what's in all of these nonsense menus. But, yeah, use the bookmarks, folks. You will save yourself hours.
Yeah, it's one of the first things I did when coming back into the game, because obviously I still don't really know the UI completely, and one of the first things I couldn't find, ironically after talking about it just earlier, was the staff search. And I was like, I can't find this. Why isn't it just in the first thing underneath staff? It's not. It's in recruitment and more, or something along those lines. Bookmark that, and then I never have to think about it ever again. So some of the more niche ones definitely use the bookmarks. I think that's a great point.
Smart. Very, very smart. Some people might go as far as to say very, very smart. Love it. Good stuff, fellas. I like recording a podcast and getting, you know, towards the end of it, feel like I've learned something. And I feel like I've learned a little bit this evening. It's been very, very lovely. As we're kind of starting to make our way very slowly down the long and winding road towards the end of the podcast, D, you made a very astute observation earlier that it's now March.
It is March now.
So what does that mean?
Well, it means a lot of things, Rich. It means a lot of things. It means we're inching ever so closer towards the summertime. Spring is around the corner. It might even already be here. I don't know. So keep an eye out, because it will leap at you with no warning. It will spring upon thee. That's how I got his name.
Okay.
But it also means it's time for another Discord FM challenge save thing. Obviously, last month we had our wonderful "There's a Star Man Waiting in the Sky." Thank you, everyone who gave it a little go. The two most chatty people in our Discord of that were Chloothy and Rocket Dan, both of them achieving success, winning the league with Stjarnan, so well done them. I don't see many or any rebellious Americans.
No, not too many at all.
No, but I think, did Chloe sign one? I think he did. He signed a man called with the surname Beaver, I believe, which was fun. It's just good. It's just good fun, isn't it? Gavin Beavers.
Excellent.
Who immediately broke his arm. But well done, everyone. Anyone that gave it an attempt. We have a brand new one for you for March. And of course, another thing that they say about March Madness. Hey? That's a thing, isn't it? And I can't think of a better way of celebrating the madness of March than hanging out with the crazy gang. Yeah? Yeah. We're heading down to League One and taking charge of relegation favourites Wimbledon, formerly labelled the Crazy Gang. Can you avoid the drop and help push Wimbledon closer to the Premier League? Here's the bonus thing that you've got to try and do it in. The formation cannot be normal. It has to be crazy. And that's how it goes. No normal boring shapes like 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. We want to see some truly inspired tactics. Truly inspired stuff. So that's the month. There we go. Crazy Gang, Wimbledon. Good luck.
Love it.
Like it.
Love it. Love it. Love everything about it. Yes, we want to see nonsense in the politest possible way. Absolute nonsense. We
I'd
want
even throw in an extra little bonus challenge.
Oh, go
Sign
on.
the angriest people you can. So
Yes,
they
please.
do all the Vinnie Jones style tackling that they can.
Yeah,
Get stuck
minimum.
in, must be on, yeah.
Yeah.
Minimum 20
Most yellow
aggression.
cards wins. League position means nothing.
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that. I want you go out there, sign as many players as you can with 20 aggression, and then try and explain to them the concept of an asymmetric 2-3-4-1 something,
Yeah.
and just see what happens. Just see what happens.
See what happens. It's
I
a
want
great
the full tactical A caster. Started making it. Had a breakdown. Bon
Bon
appetit.
appetit.
There it is. Give it to us. Give it to us. New month, new me, new challenge. The potential for silliness is high with this one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look, last month we had a Stianan waiting in the sky, and it wasn't the only thing waiting for us. We also had a Stephen Colker waiting for us, which was quite incredible, which took everybody by surprise.
Stephen Colker. And
Everybody.
from Sierra Leone.
I know. Literally everybody was like, "What are you doing here?"
It's like, don't
Don't
know.
Just
Started
here, mate.
driving, turned right at the end of the road, and I'm in Iceland.
I know.
I
We've
went
all
to do
been
the
there.
big shop,
It's happened to the best
bought the
of
wrong
us.
ticket.
I know. Shocker. Bless him. Bless him. Bless his little cottons. So there you go. That's the new challenge. It will be in the Discord imminently, I am sure. Yes.
By the time this pod's live, it will be in there.
By the time you're listening to this podcast, it will be there. It shall be live. Couple of other quick little bits of business to just before we say goodbye to our friends. Network save. It's back, baby. If you're listening to this on Monday morning on Patreon, tonight. If you're listening to this on Tuesday in the public release, yesterday. We shall be back. Jeb popped in to join us briefly for a chat before we recorded. He's gone away to do some busy work ready for tomorrow night. All I'm saying is, we mentioned there might be a few little different stipulations and bits and pieces on last week's record. There are definitely going to be, and the way they're going to be decided is quite exciting. I'm looking forward to it massively. It's going to be quite special. So come and hang out with us. Hello.
With us. To us.
9 p.m. on Monday evenings. That's the word on the street. 9 p.m. on a Monday for a bit of network save. Yeah. Fellas, before we... look, I'll put it to the two of you. I've got a little game prepared. Just a little one. Just a little bit of fun. And I think in the spirit of competition, it's all about teamwork this evening. So you can work together. But would you like to play a little game before we wrap things up, fellas?
Yes, please.
For the audio
the
listeners.
audio listeners aren't going to get the excitement of that. That's
Please,
so good.
immediate. Good look. If you're listening to this on Spotify, there is a video attached. Just rewind it 10-15 seconds and watch that.
Rotate your phone and just
Rotate
enjoy.
your phone. Just enjoy what happened then, because I certainly did. Sensational bit of business. I have once again completely ripped off a different game show or a different football-based game, as is my wont. They give them away for free on the internet. We are going to play a little round, gentlemen. We're going to play a little round of Football Tennable. Football Tennable. Who doesn't like a bit of Football Tennable? A bit of a... I thought about this, and then I looked at the answers, and I thought, when I was thinking about it, I was like, is this a little bit too difficult? Then I'm looking at the answers, and I'm going, oh no, there's some tap-ins here. I'd like you to have a go for me, gentlemen. Gentlemen, actually, I say that. No, hold on. Wait. Sorry, talk amongst yourselves for a second. I've changed my mind.
Right, so new signings for your team. Genuinely would encourage you to look at Ragnar Arke, who I had at Kaiserslautern. He's a machine. He was a machine for me in the second tier, so he's a good striker, good target.
He's a
man.
good boy.
my recommendation is anyone but Lucas Venegor of Hesselink. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go. Anybody but Lucas. It's a Steaky's transfer policy. ABL. Anybody but Lucas. Right, okay, I've got it ready instead, and this one's even better. Today, hours before we recorded this podcast, fellas, hours before we recorded this podcast, Arsenal did a game of football against Chelsea. It's happened. It's in the past now. There's nothing any of us can do about it. I'm particularly angry about it because it's ruined my fantasy football week and I'm going to get pelters at work tomorrow morning. But, c'est la vie. What I'd like you to do for me, fellas, I've got a list in front of me of 20 different players. These 20 players have all played at least one competitive game during their careers for both Arsenal and Chelsea.
Oh.
I'm going to give you 3 lives. You can work together. I'd like you to name 10 of them. Please and thank you.
Okay. I think this is surprise. I actually think this is a lot easier than maybe my brain thinks it is.
I've got 4 straight off the bat.
I've got
There
a
you go.
few
Don't mind it.
leap into mind. Go on, Steaky. Lead us in. What are you thinking?
Let's start with one of the best left backs to ever play the game, and go with Ashley Cole.
There's one.
I'm going to follow up with one of the best goalkeepers to play the game, Petr Cech.
There's 2.
One of the best centre mids to ever play the game, Cesc Fabregas.
There's 3.
One of the defenders that has played football, William Gallas.
Excellent.
That's 4.
A player who played for Portsmouth, weirdly, which means he definitely wasn't one of the best players of all time. Lassana Diarra.
Wow. That's 5. Yeah. There
Now
you
I'm
go.
done.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
The most handsome man
Oh,
in world football, Olivier Giroud.
That's 6.
that is who
He's
I then thought of.
gorgeous, isn't he? Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Aggressively handsome.
the most famous player from the nation of Gabon, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Nice.
There's lads, you're on 7 and you haven't dropped a life yet. This is
And we've
quite
whittled
incredible.
them off, I will say.
The
Rattled
most
through these.
Afroist of Brazilians, Willian.
Oof, that's a big number 8. Cooking
Yeah.
with gas, fellas.
Okay,
Yeah.
now the slowness is creeping in. We must get
Yeah.
it. There's going to be some Frenchmen. I feel like they both share quite a French core quite often of the time. So that's
I
where
think
I'm...
there's. I think there's 2. There's one that's come to mind as a Frenchman with his beautiful long blonde hair, who I believe played for both, who's very, very small,
But he isn't. He's actually like 6'3".
is Emmanuel Petit.
Yes.
Emmanuel Petit is on the list. My goodness gracious me.
Excellent.
You got anything else cooking in your brain?
Maybe we should just throw some names out there. You got it straight away.
I've got the 10th one. Sorry, Steaky.
Excellent.
It's come to
No,
mind.
smash it, man.
I'm going to set you up for
Oh,
the
okay.
name.
Here we go.
He currently plays for Arsenal.
Okay.
He is German.
Okay. I think I've got it.
Go for it.
I think he scored a winning goal in a Champions League final.
He might have.
Is it Kai Havertz?
Bang. That's 10
Nailed
out of
it.
10, boys. No
Oh,
message.
knowledge.
Can we get
That
20?
was. There's no prize. There's no prize. Do you reckon you could? Now I've looked at this list, and what I've done is I've actually lied to you a little bit because
None
there
of
are
these
only
real
well,
players.
none of these players are none of this is real. Oh, it's all an illusion. There are 20
up.
names on this list. There are 20 names. Only 19 of them are male.
Ah.
Oh,
So there is also-
Biddly boo.
There's also one female on this list, which is which I hadn't realised till I was reading it in alphabetical order. Do you want to look? If you would like to have a little punt at another couple, because there's a couple of
I want to say Jorginho.
Ballon d'Or winner, Jorginho. No, he didn't.
No.
No, he didn't.
Are we thinking of two different Jorginhos here?
I think he came 5th or 3rd, didn't he? At one point, he was.
I think he was
when
nominated.
Italy won the.
No, he was
Euros.
nominated.
He got a podium finish, I think.
Yeah. He's
he
definitely
Why
top
can I?
10.
Why can I? Why can I picture him holding it? No, I've lied to you. Ignore me completely. But yes, Jorginho.
Yes.
I tell you what, there are a few other names on this list that also haven't won a Ballon d'Or.
Oh, wow, interesting.
What?
Ooh. Oh, if this is wrong, then I'm going to sound really stupid. But is Kepa currently at Arsenal?
I think you're right,
He
actually.
bloody is, Steaky. He
Has
bloody
he played
is.
a game?
Yep. I wasn't sure when you said one of the best goalkeepers ever in the Premier League. I was like, is he going to say Kepa? Is this the bit? Is this the setup?
No, I'd forgotten that he plays for Arsenal. I thought
He does.
I thought he'd
He
fall
he
into
very
that
much
well
he
or
very
something.
much does.
Are there any other names that are springing to mind? There's probably going to be. I feel like there's going to be some really obvious ones.
Oh, I've got another one.
Go for it.
England international.
Oh,
Wenger also played for Manchester City and Liverpool. Raheem the Dream Sterling.
good one.
Feyenoord's latest signing in real life.
Wow.
Yes, that is very much one. That is very much one.
Nicholas Anelka.
That's another one. Look at you go, fellas. You are flying through these. I'm just going to
How
go
many are we on? 14?
at least
13? 100?
13, 14. Yeah. Now, there are some names on here that I think, with a bit of scratching of the brain, you'd get. There are some on this list that I very much doubt that you would in any circumstances, because goodness gracious me.
If you can line up the target, Rich, then maybe we'll.
I'll
clear
give
this.
you a couple of clues, shall I? I'll give you a couple of clues. Some of these last ones, because they're just for funsies now. Okay, of the ones you haven't got, you've mentioned already one Afro-Brazilian. Might be another one kicking around on there. Maybe not Afro-y, but
A centre half
large hair.
can take
Sideshow
a
Bob.
free kick. Yeah, Mr. David Luiz.
Senor David, yeah, Sideshow Bob himself. Yeah, he's on there.
Sure, Bob.
Sideshow Bob. Right, I don't know where this next one is playing, so I'm going to.
If at all.
Oh no, they are definitely still playing football, but I'm going to use the magic of Football Manager to go back in time and tell me where they were. Now, I believe. Okay. So this player, he's played for both. He's played for both.
Yeah.
He's then moved on to, and he's played, in fairness, in or around the Premier League. Few dabbles in the Championship here and there. Spent a little bit of time. He actually transferred from one of these clubs to Ipswich for their little solitary Premier League season a couple of years ago. And in fact,
No, that's not right.
and I think, let me just double check, he's still playing in the Premier League now.
Ipswich has thrown me right off
Yeah,
there.
really has. Because part of my brain was thinking.
He was there for.
I'll tell you the two names that came to mind. And I know it's not either of them, but it was Ross Barkley as one and Calvin Phillips. So it's neither of them.
No.
But I was like, no. Are we? Or Danny Drinkwater's the other one as well, but I think he's retired.
That was the
now,
name
so
that
it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
came into my head.
This
No,
particular
yeah,
player
Arsenal.
is still well. He was at Ipswich for a good time, not a long time. He is no longer there, but he is still playing in the Premier League.
Who's his current club, if we could ask that?
His current club is Nottingham Forest.
Oh God.
I don't know anyone who plays for
And
Forest.
I assume an older
Nope.
statesman. I assume he's going to be in his 30s.
So,
Is where like Ola Aina played for both.
Opposite end of the spectrum, Steaky. Still very early into his career.
Oh, youngster.
Young man, there's a place you can go. Apparently, it's Nottingham Forest. Would you like it? Would you like the answer?
It's not
Put you out your
Hudson
misery?
Odoi, is it? No.
the only other one that
It's not Hudson Odoi. Similar
The only
vein
one
of
that's-
player, I would say.
I don't know.
Winger. You know what?
Has a
No,
name
I
and
don't
it's
know.
Gone.
I
I
don't
don't know. Just say that name.
Amari Hutchinson.
That was the name that was in my head that I forgot.
Of course.
That was the name that
There
went
we
in my
go.
head.
There you
We
go.
spoke for 2 seconds, it disappeared, and then I didn't say it.
Apologies, buddy.
No. It's my own brain stupid fault.
So you've got Amari
tablets.
Hutchinson.
I have another name.
Go on, chuck one out there, Steaky. What you got?
Did Aubameyang's strike partner of the French persuasion also play for both? Mr. Lacazette.
Lacazette the machete.
Did he play for both?
He did not.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Only ever at Arsenal. I think he went straight back to France after Arsenal. Lacazette and Machete did not.
Traded.
You've also got. Bear with me. You've also got on this list, for some reason, I thought they'd played for your Pompey, Steaky, but they haven't.
Okay, that's good, because otherwise I'd have been embarrassed.
But they have played for pretty much the vast majority of London's Premier League clubs. Not that Portsmouth was relevant to that, but again, for some reason in my mind, this is a proper Harry Redknapp-esque player. However, they've played for most London clubs.
Are we talking Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, West Ham?
Arsenal,
And
Chelsea,
Brentford.
West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham, QPR. I had 2 spells at West Ham,
probably,
that's why I said them
Redknapp signing
twice.
them.
But for some reason, he feels Redknappy.
I mean, Redknapp's married. Married? He's married West Ham. He managed West Ham and QPR, and he took quite a lot of players across the QPR, didn't he? We're going to get a position here, I think.
That'd be handy.
Midfielder.
Oh, that's the one I didn't want
Are we
to
talking
say.
central?
I have always seen him as more of a attacking, but he's played all over the place. I could give you a nationality, but that would immediately give it away.
Right.
But I can tell you that
like one of the only players from that nationality.
I will tell you that the nationality the country he plays for, he is the all-time record appearance maker for that country.
Here's where you're going to tell me that Adel Tarabt or something played for Chelsea and Arsenal.
trying to think who else there is. Are they still current or have they retired?
They are not.
now?
No, they have since retired.
The Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham trio is
Yeah.
throwing me.
Yeah.
West
I can't
Ham,
think of
Liverpool,
anybody.
Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham again,
Liverpool in
QPR.
there as well.
And you're thinking like Barclaysman times, like mid-noughties.
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Okay.
Liverpool's made it even more
ooh.
confusing.
Is he Israeli?
He is Steaky Bacon.
Is it
He
Yossi
is.
Benayoun?
It is Yossi
That was
Benayoun.
so good of
It
you.
is Yossi
That was
Benayoun.
so good.
It
Yossi
is
Benayoun takes one of my biggest missing out days in football. I was due to go and watch Havant and Waterlooville, which is my real boyhood club. Like, I lived down the road from their stadium when they played Liverpool, but I went to a birthday party instead, and my dad went on his own to watch Havant and Waterlooville lose 5-2 to Liverpool, and Yossi Benayoun scored 4 goals in that game.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was the birthday party like, Steaky?
It was at Soccer City, so it was pretty fun.
Did it have party rings?
It did.
Cold
And
pizza slices?
Yeah, cold pizza slices. Yep.
Penguins?
Or maybe
Mini
not penguins.
rolls.
Yes, definitely mini rolls.
Yeah. It's official British children's birthday pie if it's got 3 of those 4.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
100%.
And
100%.
watered down Ribena.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you've got to make it last.
Absolutely, exactly. Although I've told the story before, watching a man chug an entire large bottle of Ribena on a train once, popping the ring pull and then just seeing it off in one go. I'm still terrified of that man. I don't know where he is, but he frightens me deeply.
Yeah.
Deeply.
If you want to act
right there.
intimidating, that's what
Yes,
you do.
very intimidating. He was the boss of the train and will always be. There are 2 names left. Right then,
A boy and a girl.
For the boy, I'm going to give you a clue.
Oh.
Can one of you or both of you say the name David Rockcastle?
David Rocastle, do you mean?
Yes, there you go. Yeah, he was in. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
last man. Because my goodness gracious, we were never getting there.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Nope.
We were never getting there. Right then, another lady. There is a very, very easy clue I could give for this one. A very, very straightforward clue. And that is that there is a strong family link to one of these clubs. A very strong family link to one of these clubs.
Currently playing?
Currently playing.
Lauren James?
Yes, it is Lauren James.
Nice.
Come on.
There you go. There you go. Lauren James, the only
Excellent.
female player to ever play for both Chelsea and Arsenal Women's.
Well done,
There
Lauren.
you go. Good for Lauren.
Well done her.
I think that's. I don't think I've missed anybody off that list. That was a bit of fun. Originally, just for context, fellas. Originally, for some reason I'd picked Liverpool West Ham as the fixture because there are loads of them.
Yeah.
But they're not quite as. There's at least
Nice
10
and
on there that
concise,
you'd
that
go.
one.
You'd get a bit of chunkage out, but you smashed that. Well done, gents. Well done. That was lovely.
Yes.
Off the back of your sterling success in Rich's Football Tennable game, it feels like there's nowhere else to go. I think we've peaked. I'm very proud of us all. I feel we've accomplished broadcasting. That feels very podcasty to me, gents. Don't know about the two of you.
It does. It does.
Yeah, very
Wonderful
podcasty.
stuff. Feels very podsy. So, that being said, let's say goodbye to the people. Steaky Bakety, before we say goodbye properly, though, if people wanted to maybe track down some bits and pieces you were doing online, or maybe you're dropping into other people's saves, or other games that you've been playing with people, where could they find you doing so?
Probably the best bet is to join the FMT Discord right now, because I'm going to start posting a few things in the saves about how this Holstein save is going. And if someone could tell me how to pronounce it, that would be fantastic. In the comments, please tell me exactly how to pronounce it phonetically so that I can get it right every single time, because I hate being wrong with that kind of thing. But yeah, that's probably the best place to get me, or maybe on Twitter at @the_steak_bake, which is the same at all my socials.
Absolutely love that. Lovely, lovely stuff. Deebles, what about you, my friend? If people wanted to find you playing video games, or maybe talking about some new music you may have recently released, where could they find you doing those things?
Twitchy FM goodness, that is D-Boy Plays. And then music, D-Boy Plays. Instagram, TikTok, D-Boy Plays. It's all the same.
It's all the same, baby.
And it's all different.
BOI.
OI, yeah.
Boy.
OI.
Boy.
Boy. Obviously, a little plug for Jeb, because he's not here. Twitch.tv/Jebaroo. What are you, Rich? What if people want to look at your handsome face whilst you play FM? Where do they need to go?
Twitch.tv/Rich Owens FM. That's where you'll find me living my life on Monday night with these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boys, and then other nights on me, Todd, doing an Everton, having a nice time.
Struggling with finances.
Oh, struggling terribly with finances, but still a Premier League club. And that's all I've got to say about that. Still couldn't sign Luka Toplivic, though. He played hard to get and then asked for too much money. And then
One day.
One day. Another couple of seasons. And I think me and Luca are going to be back together again. As long as he doesn't do anything silly this year, we'll be fine. Next year's our year. We can make it work. Thank you, Steaky. Thank you, Dee, for hanging out with me this evening. And thank you, the audience, for listening, for watching, however you have consumed this podcast. We appreciate you enormously. You're brilliant. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because you are, and you listen to this. So what's not to like? Thank you, boys. Thank you, audience. Thanks, everybody else. This was another episode of Football Manager Therapy. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you on the next one. But until then, take care. Love you lots. Steaky, make your face big again.
Bye.
Hey everybody, it's me, Cupby. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I tried for a little while. Hey, you know Cupburger. It's a mutual aid fund created by us for us to take care of our needs. Folks have been applying for grants, getting paid out. Folks have been donating, giving us money every month. We're so grateful. This has been really cool work, and we've met a lot of need already. However, there are some projects that we've been wanting to address that are above our monthly cap allowance. So we've created special projects. And we're launching special projects. If you have a need that is more than our monthly allowance, get in touch. Admins will get in touch with you. We can help you set up a GoFundMe, and Cupburger will be paying out up to 50%. So these are just burgers that look like... Anyway, don't get distracted. Up to 50% of our income every month will be paid out to special projects who we have partnered with until those projects' needs are met. Meaning, you may see new chat commands in chat that tell you to go direct to a GoFundMe if you want to give someone money. That's because they're a Cupburger partner, and Cupburger is working with them to fulfill their crowdsourcing needs. Special projects, now a part of Cupburger. Give money. Apply. Cupburger. Have a great day. Bye.